Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Fishing with Big D. Check it out. It is a beautiful Sunday. First time in a long time I've seen it hit 60 degrees. This is like summer weather out here, guys. It's beautiful. Definitely going to go out here and take full advantage of it. I've already broke out the flip-flops and the shorts. Okay, who am I kidding? I've always had the shorts out, but the flip-flops, it's been a while, guys. Alright guys, let's talk about today's video. What I'm getting ready to show you is this really great, grand idea that I had. I had a little bit of leftover money and I decided to do some splurging for my fishing. So what did I do? I went and I bought the materials to make the ultimate fishing cart. Big D, what do you need a fishing cart for? Well guys, if you guys do as much bank fishing as I do, then you're bound to have run into all these minor issues and problems that I do all the time. If you're fishing in such a large group like mine, I normally have 3 to 4, maybe even 5 or 6 people with me. We decide to go out to our local lakes and do some catfishing or carp fishing. That is a ton of gear to have to carry. I mean, think about it, guys. If you got 4 people with you and everyone brings 2 poles, there's 8 fishing poles that you got to account for. If everybody brings them a comfy little camp chair, there's 4 camp chairs you got to carry. Not to mention, if it's going to be a long day, you're going to take something to drink with you, with some ice, I'm sure. So you got a big cooler you're going to be lugging. There's just a lot of stuff involved. And the same thing goes for carp fishers. It doesn't really matter what you're fishing. If you're spending a whole day out there with the family, you're going to have the hassle of all this stuff being carried and accounted for. It just kind of takes away from the fun and your time of enjoying the great outdoors. I don't want to fool with that anymore, guys, so I've come up with a very good solution, watching some YouTube videos from other YouTubers, and I've seen the different carts that they've made, and I've decided to go out on a whim, take some money, make a small investment towards my fishing. Alright guys, so here's what I've got. I've got my BCP Best Choice products. This is my steel cart, outdoor cart. This is what we're going to use to make our fishing wagon out of, fishing cart, whatever you want to call it. Let's get started. And there's a lot of different styles of carts that they've got out there. I just chose this particular cart. Really wanted it in black to kind of match my logo and theme, but black was like an additional $20. I just can't see paying that. You can always spray paint this a different color once it's wore down a little bit. It will wear over time, I'm sure, because it's just a steel cart, but it is made and painted to be used outdoors. Here's our instruction booklet. You see that right there? It's going to show you basically what the cart consists of and the finished product, guys. That's what it should look like. A lot of the key features, I like the rails are made of steel on this one. Everything's made of steel except, of course, the wheels. Check out those wheels. Okay, the reason I went with this particular style wheel, this is a pneumatic wheel, which means it is filled with air. I feel like that will do a lot better on the surfaces out there, guys. This one has a lot better grip, and because it's filled with air, it gives at different points of pressure, and that's going to give you a better grip. Those solid wheels, I know a lot of the times people have issues when they're going across soft materials such as sand, some gravel, wet dirt, mud. This should fix that problem. This is about a 3-inch wide wheel. Looks very nice. I'm not for sure what the overall size is, but it can hold up to 300 pounds, and I think this cart is rated for 450. Definitely won't go nowhere near that. Overall, the whole weight of the cart, I think, is about 43 pounds. So one strong guy could pick this up, set it on the back of his truck. Most of the time, if you're going to take this cart, it's going to be a group of people, so you'll definitely have someone to help you pick it up and set it down. All right, guys, let's dig in. I'm going to unwrap all this stuff and lay it out and start putting it together. We are putting the front and rear axle on the fishing cart that we're making here. We're going to install our rear axle now. Same method. The next is your steering handle here for the wagon. It has a plastic bushing you'll squeeze here onto the front axle. You're going to run a pin through here. So now we're going to be installing the wheels. These are just a little bit deflated, so you are going to have to put some air in them. Here's the last wheel, guys. I'm just going to slide our hub right onto our axle here. Then we're going to take our provided washer, slide that in place. Then we're going to take our jam or lock nut, thread that on there. Alright guys, so here's what I use to complete my fishing wagon. Alright guys, so we've got the cart assembled. I showed you all that already. Now I've went through and I'm going to show you a lot of the accessories that I've went and I've purchased, and I've got them here. Most of it come from Amazon, Walmart.com, nothing super spectacular, and I try to go on value and price as the most important item. So first up, I've got, let me switch the camera around. So I've got some of these tournament triple rod rack holders. I got them in black because it's going to match up really nice with my green wagon. I've already installed one on here. Let me show you that so you can get a general idea on what it looks like. Look how nice that looks on the side of my cart. That's going to hold 3 rods. I've got my posts that hold my fishing pole holders. These are just some of the smaller ones that I like to use for the kiddos. Check this out, guys. I found some of these stretchy clip-ons to hold some of my gear that I like to take with me. That's a pair of scissors, and then I've got some needle nose pliers. Check that out, guys. So I don't have to worry about that falling off of the cart. I am safe and good to go. Looks awesome. Plenty of space in this cart. Alright, let's take a look and show you what else we got. So here are the zip ties. This is the main item that I'm using to hold all of my attachments to this cart. These are industrial and I got them in the black. You can get these at Walmart for like $8, guys. These work very well. You could get whatever size you think is going to fit best. I got this pack here of these lanyards. It's got the loop ring right here. You could put your tool or whatever attachment you want. And I've got the little clip on. This is really handy. You can unhook it from your fishing cart like I've got there. Hook it on the side of your pants and boom. You don't have to worry about losing stuff no more. Keeps it right on your side. Alright, so that's just some of the accessories that I've got for now. I'll show you some more as we go. I'm going to go ahead and install the second one and I'll show you how I did that. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so I've got my top 2 zip ties in. I'm not going to fully tighten them just yet, just enough to hold it in place. Because I want to make sure these clips end up in a position where I'm not going to catch stuff on them. So I'll wait until I've run the final 2. That way I can make sure that everything lines up the way I want it before I tighten these up. Alright, I got that one latched where I want it. Alright, now that everything is in place, I'm just going to take a sharp pair of scissors and I'm going to try to cut these off as flush as I can get them, because these can have a sharp edge on them. You don't want that to nick you or cut anything that you're dealing with, such as plastic bags or anything you might have on your cart. All right, that is locked and secure and in place. All right guys, so next, as you can see, I've got this locked in. I've got my fishing pole rod holders that I wanted installed there. Awesome thing to put on your rack, especially if you're bank fishing. But now I've got these stretchy cables with the lanyard locks on them. I'm going to go ahead and install these. All I'm going to do is hook it to the metal here. So I've got a tie-off point. I'm actually going to go a little bit lower with that. There we go. And all this is securing your items to your cart. That way you're not going to lose anything. Nothing's going to come up lost. If I want to, I can put this lanyard ring around specialty items like these scissors if I wanted to take a pair of nice scissors with me. And there you go. They've got these little slotted sections. Let me show that to you so you can see what I've got here, guys. So I've got 3 rod holders. I've got 3 over there, so this is going to hold 6 poles. Over there I've got my scissors and my fishing pole rod holders, and the same thing over here. I've got 2 rod holders and a place for some scissors. I don't know if you can see that good because of the sun, but it's got some holders built in to use. So there is a excellent significant amount of storage there, guys, and some very unique tools I could put in place, and I don't have to worry about losing them. They are tied down with these lanyard strings here. Awesome solution. All right guys, so next up, what I decided was I want to put a cooler on my cart. I know that most of you are like me. You get thirsty out there, you want to keep some ice to keep the kids cool and they're not agitated. So I went ahead and I measured my cart. I didn't want to go by the measurements inside of the actual sales description because those are never truly accurate. You never know what you're really looking at until you've got it in front of you. So I decided I would buy the cart before I bought the cooler, and then I would find the cooler that would best fit the cart. However you want to do it, guys, if you already have a cooler and you want to go buy that, but I'm telling you, you really want to wait and make sure and verify that the dimensions are correct. So here's what I've decided to go with. Let me show you what I got here. Alright guys, so I decided to go with this Ozark Trail. It is the Walmart style brand. It is very nice cooler. They're about $87. I'd say got a very nice handle that locks down in place. And it's super insulated, so it's supposed to be able to hold ice for about 4 days before it would melt. It's got the bottle top popper in here, and it's got some of these really tough lockdown ties here, guys. It's supposed to be strong enough to keep a bear out. You got a measuring tape, and of course you got 2 bottle coolers or cup holders. So very nice overall, and it had the perfect dimensions in which I wanted to use. Let me slip this in my cart and show you. All right guys, so as you can see here, I'm going to have plenty of space for my cooler, and then up front here I'm going to be using this for my tackle storage. So let me show you that. Alright, so first up, I like to use these little bait savers. It's an awesome little Ziploc container for when I'm using catfish bait, or if I'm using cut up chop bait. I like to keep it in there, a little bit of ice so that it's not stinking up my whole cooler. Still got plenty of room for my catfish and carp tackle box, which I like to put in here because it's got all my hooks and my setup. So overall, this cart's starting to look really good. I still got some space that I'm looking to put some more stuff in, and we'll go over some more items as they come along. I've got a couple more surprises supposed to show up in the mail, so stay tuned. So far this has been a one-day project. We're going over into day 2, just holding on some supplies. Alright, so next up guys, I want to find a place to where I can put my camp chairs and easily access them and mount them to this. So it's one less thing I got to carry, and then I think I'm going to be done with this cart. Alright guys, I got my pipes lined up. I'm out here where it's open air. That way I don't have to worry about the fumes. And I just got a cheap old box that the Wagon come in. I'm going to use that just to keep paint off the ground, not make a mess. First of all, I'm going to be putting this Krylon all-purpose bonding primer. Stuff really, really, really heavy from my understanding. I'm going to shake the can real good. I'm just going to do a light coat of this on all the pipes, and I'm going to try to get a little bit on the inside so that we can keep that color scheme from showing. Alright guys, so I've got my camp chair holders ready to go. They've been primed, sanded down. Now I'm ready to put my permanent color, which is going to be black. I think that would stand out real good with the color of the cart. And a lot of the stuff on my show is black, so that's what I'm going to use for it. Now that it's dried for a little while, I'm just going to spray this black coating on top. Same thing, same process. 2 cans of the paint. You're going to need something to hold the bottom, to cap the bottom with. And I found these nice little grates in the garden center. They go right on the end of a 6-inch pipe. I'm going to CPVC primer. I'm going to take some primer and cement glue and glue these into the ends here for my caps. That way my chairs will hold in and this won't pop off the bottom. I want it nice and secure. And it's also got drainage spouts so that I won't have water, dirt, and sand piling up in the bottom of these tubes, adding unnecessary weight. Alright guys, so I've got my Wagon in here. I've pulled the cooler out, getting ready to install the PVC piping that we cut up here to use for our camp chair holders. And I was thinking about mounting 2 on the side here, 1 on each side, maybe in the front or the rear. And then I got to noticing down here that the tires might have some clearance issues. So I could raise it up higher so I could clear the tires, but then that was going to put the tube standing pretty tall. I didn't think that would look good at all. So my final decision, I believe, is going to be the rear panel here. And I'm going to do this about mid-level. I think that's going to give me plenty of clearance for my tires on both sides. And I'll have my 2 camp chairs solutions right here. I think this will work out just right. I'm going to install that with these clamps here. All I'm going to do is run this clamp that I've gotten 2 together to get about 8 inches on. And I'm going to use this to lock it to the frame of my Wagon. Do be cautious because you're going to have some issues where you're going to nick your paint and cause a few scuffs. I did save some extra touch-up paint just so I can finalize it when I'm done. But overall, guys, I mean, it's just a fishing Wagon. You don't have to be perfect. I just wanted to do black so I could slap some of my logo stickers on here for my fishing channel and it would look nice and neat. And at no means will this ever be perfect unless you buy Schedule 80 black pipe, and that's about $100 for a decent sized piece such as this. And I would assume not go that route for that much money. Alright, so when I come back, hopefully we'll have these 2 installed and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so I've got both of my chair mounts on. They ended up turning out pretty good. Scratched a little bit of the paint off, but kind of gives it that patina look where it's old and rustic. I'm slapping, as you can see, I'm slapping my stickers and stuff that I've got from many different fishing companies and tackle. I'm going to make this new little habit or whatever, so each box I unbox will have a sticker to go on. But overall, it looks pretty nice. It's holding up well. The bottom plates are holding up well as well. I think overall, it's going to work out great. I decided to only do 2 if I wanted to, or if you wanted to later in the future, you could do 2 up front on the sides there. I don't think that would matter as far as causing any issues. You'd have to use a different style cap on the bottom just so it won't rub your tires. But you could put 4 on here. I'm thinking 4 might be a little overkill for me. But you build yours the way that you like. I'm just giving you suggestions and ideas. Got all this in place. I'm going to finish this up real quick, and then we will move on to our next project. Hey guys, so here we are. We're at the final step, which is the finish line. I have finally finished this. It took me 2 days just because I had to wait on some materials and stuff. But overall, I am super impressed. Check out this fishing cart. Guys, this is going to be awesome for catfishing or carp fishing, any kind of fishing that involves going out with all your family, your little kids and loved ones. This is going to save you a ton of effort, time, and frustration from having to carry all this stuff that you would normally have to lug on your shoulders down to your fishing spot. So let's walk around, and I'm just going to show you all the features. I think I did this entire project for under 250 bucks. We'll walk through it. So of course, first of all, we have the garden cart that we bought. I think I got that for $97 from Walmart.com. It is very nice. It's got pneumatic wheels. This would do very well on gravel, dirt, sand, you name it. Shouldn't have any issues getting stuck. Has the ergonomic handle. Provides very easy steering. I like the feature. Alright, so then what we did is we wanted to be able to lug our cooler. We got us a nice cooler. One of the Ozark trails that'll be awesome for cold drinks on long trips where you're out all day on the bank. You can also keep your catches in there if you catch and eat. It's real simple. We got plenty of space. I don't know if you could see. We'll come in on top. I've got room for my lanterns and my lights for night fishing. I've got room for my wet dry box. That's where I keep my electronics. I've got my bait box for when I make my carp bait or my catfish bait. Got my tackle, of course, for catfish and carp. I mounted me a little GoPro holder just so I could record. Another awesome little feature I thought about. Back here on this side, you'll see we've got our net holder, simple PVC pipe. Just cut it off, zip tied it to it. This holds, makes it very easy and simple for my net. Gotta have that if you're catfishing. Of course, we've got the rod holders here. These are really neat features. You could get this 3-piece set. It's actually 1 block. I bought 2 of those. They are 10 bucks a piece on Amazon. Perfect for your rod and reel holder. That gives me the ability to hold 6 rods. Of course, you could put more on there if you're thinking you'll do more than that. It's got these neat little slots right here. I've got my fishing pole holders, our stakes that hold our pole. While you're not fishing on the bank, you don't have to worry about paying attention or holding the rod. We've got our little lanyards. These are awesome little hook downs. You can take that off if you want, but this helps you prevent from losing stuff. I like to put my pliers and stuff on these. Comes in a very, very handy need. Okay, coming around to the back. If you remember, we took some 6-inch PVC. This is to hold our camp chairs, guys. Look how nifty that is. Instead of carrying those, they'll slide right down in there. When I'm ready to go, I just slip it right back in the hole. You can mount more if you wanted to. I just wanted to keep this kind of short and simple and not put a lot of money. We spray painted these. Of course, it's going to flake off a little bit, but it'll give it that rustic look. And it's also the perfect opportunity to put your advertising stickers on there. If you're like me, you've got a ton of fishing advertising stickers from all the gear I've bought. Alright guys, so that's going to do it. This was a really, really, really amazing project that we did. Like I said, I think the 2 rod holders was about 20 bucks. Bag of zip ties was 10 bucks. The wagon cart was about 97 bucks on Walmart.com. Of course, you've got all your fishing gear and stuff. The PVC, I think I spent a total of about 50 bucks on 2 pieces. Was able to cut them, mount them. $5 for the end cap pieces. Most of this stuff you might actually have laying around your house, so you know, feel free to modify it and make it fit your needs. It doesn't have to be an exact match as mine, but overall, I can't wait to get out there and try this out there on the water. Stay tuned. We'll definitely be featuring this in some of our next upcoming videos.